What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the ruthlessly relaxed Dr. Disaster. And can you imagine how much trouble EA would be in if they didn't have the Madden franchise to lean on every year? Their coffers would be leakier than someone with the runs. It seems that for every success that EA has with something like Split Fiction, which has been a strong release, selling multiple millions of copies, and it's a candidate for Game of the Year in a lot of people's minds, but for every success story like that with EA, they have multiple projects like Dragon Age the Veilguard, where they blow up the budget to ridiculous proportions, and then they're stunned when it sells like shit, because most of their hiring decisions are asinine and hyper-focused on corporate progressive crap, which leads to bad games.
I have an IQ of 48, and am what some people call mentally retarded.
You're hired. You start Monday.
And this mentality has led them to this here, where it looks like EA is laying off 300 to 400 people at the company, including shaving 100 people at Respawn, which is a significant part of Respawn's roster. We don't know exactly how many people work there. Most sites say that Respawn has around 400 employees, though their LinkedIn site tells us that they have about 800 people working for them. That means that best case scenario, Respawn is losing around 12.5% of their workforce, though it might be as much as 25%.
Oh, dear God, no!
But as far as most gamers are concerned, that isn't even the real tragedy. The worst part is this shit right here. Apparently, EA didn't just let a whole bunch of people go, they also canceled a couple of games, one of which was a Titanfall sequel, which, ironically, was likely just the thing that Respawn needed in order to avoid this fate, all these layoffs, in the first place. For those of us who have been waiting impatiently for a third installment in that franchise, this news felt a bit like this. Alright, me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We just hit a new subscriber milestone, so it is time to ask the following question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo! We now have 130,000 a-holes in this Buccaneer crew of ours, and as is the custom on the channel, with every 1,000 subscribers, we add a new ship to the fleet in order to house the newcomers. This time, one of you guys suggested the Pyro GX, the player ship from Descent 1 and 2, which can be seen flying around here. If any of you have recommendations for future ships, drop them into the comment section and I will add them to my long list. Super chats get bumped to the top of the list. And at 100,000 subscribers, we added that Death Star that you can see in the background there. Once we hit 200,000, we are going to add the Spaceball 1. So, I'm looking forward to that. In any event, thanks for being here, everyone, and I will do my best to continue to earn your viewership.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
But alright, let's take a look at what EA has done with their company. Keep in mind that EA as a total company has around 13,700 employees, so this number that they are shaving off is somewhere around 3% of their workforce. That's nowhere near as large as the cuts that we're expecting from the likes of Ubisoft in the next few months, but still, that's not nothing. But let's read about the specifics of what we've got going on in this article from Insider Gaming. It says, Electronic Arts is laying off hundreds of people in a mass layoff at the California-based publisher. In a new report from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, somewhere between 300 and 400 people were let go from the company. That includes the roughly 100 people already confirmed to be impacted at Respawn Entertainment after it canceled 2 games. As part of our continued focus on our long-term strategic priorities, we've made select changes within our organization that more effectively aligns teams and allocates resources in service of driving future growth. EA's Justin Higgs told Schreier in a statement, and my lord, I can't handle that stuffy corporate language. I just can't handle it. Just say that you fired some people, dude, because they weren't being productive enough. Simple, honest, direct language. That is what I appreciate. I can't stand it when people dance around the truth, trying to use euphemisms, but that is why these guys choose an outlet like Bloomberg to leak all this info to, because they know that a big corporate outlet like that will facilitate the sterilized, soulless, and positive spin that they try to put on this story when they release this info. It is all so carefully orchestrated that it makes me sick. And of course, this is why Jason Schreier is always so supportive of everything that comes out from the likes of EA. It's why he was celebrating when Dragon Age the Veilguard topped the Steam charts on its release date, just to have to go and delete that tweet later on because it made him look like an ass. But he does this because he knows it is how he gets the exclusives. The dude whores out his allegiance in order to make money. But anyway, if I'm being honest, I have become immune to feeling sympathy for modern developers losing their jobs. Devs working at places like EA should know what to expect by now. But here's where it gets sad for lots of gamers. In addition to the layoffs, Schreier says that one of the canceled games at Respawn was an extraction shooter set in the Titanfall universe. Now, I'm not crazy about an extraction shooter in the franchise, but I would have played anything with a Titanfall name attached to it, at least to try it out. So this is pretty damn disappointing, especially since there was talk earlier this month from people who had heard that a new Titanfall game was secretly in development. That got my hopes up. But when Mecha Break comes out later this year and makes a shitload of money, capitalizing on the thirst for mech games, I wonder if the people at Respawn and EA will feel at least a twinge of regret, thinking about what might have been with the Titanfall franchise. Maybe if they spent less time worrying about Apex Legends, for the love of all things holy, and trying to figure out ways to scam gamers out of money with microtransaction, live service crap, maybe Respawn wouldn't be forced to prune such a massive chunk of their workforce. But it's becoming increasingly difficult to imagine that we will be getting a third Titanfall game anytime soon, and that is astoundingly depressing. But in any case, I'm going to leave it there. Drop your contempt for the likes of EA and their ridiculous insistence on live service microtransaction crap that gamers generally dislike. Put that contempt into the comment section below and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.